Count them up, 2,130 clues have come and gone. 26 new ones are headed your way as part of this 80th episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy! Welcome in. As always, I am your host, Brian Perry, and thank you so much for joining me. What a week it was for the Walt Disney Company, especially for the parks. Over in California, it was announced that Coco would be headed to California Adventure along with an entire Avatar land. That is now confirmed. On the East Coast, at the Magic Kingdom in Orlando, we'll be getting a Villains Land and a Cars Land. But what I think was the coolest announcement of all, over in Paris, a Lion King log flume is being built. I guess I have to book a trip ASAP, and when I say ASAP, I mean when the ride is done in 2052. You know how the game works. Here are the rules. Just keep your scores. And if you want to cheat, be a cheater. I couldn't care less. So, be my guest. In last week's episode 79, the final Jeopardy category was That Should Be a Ride. As a reminder, this is how the category works. I will show you a screenshot from a scene that I think should be turned into a Disney attraction. You'll look at the screenshot and simply have to identify what the screenshot/scene is from. And I'll tell you now, Disney either read my mind or used some sort of advanced technology to hack my system and see my screenshots, because they announced at D23 that one of these scenes will actually be turned into a ride in the very near future. You'll see that in a little bit, plus 4 other categories, including the Club DJ member category of the week. The votes were flowing in this week, and it was a pretty tight race, so we'll get to that in a second. But first, here's the board. Once again, That Should Be a Ride will kick off episode 80. The second category, beaches. Had to squeeze it in as summer is winding down. The third category, he's a Disney legend now, Harrison Ford. And the fourth category is your Disney Parks category of the week, sponsorships. This is all about sponsorships that were spotted, either part of a show or a Disney attraction within a Disney park. Shout out to Jen Jackson, who came up with this suggestion. And the fifth and final category, it is, of course, the Club DJ member category of the week, Songs in Reverse 2. For the second week in a row, we had quite a tight race in the poll to determine the member category of the week. You see it there, Songs in Reverse 2 picked up the victory. Superhero Duos comes in second, which means Superhero Duos is a choice in this week's member category of the week to help determine the fifth category in episode 81. If you want to vote in that poll, join Club DJ by clicking the join link below this video when watching Disney 100 Jeopardy on a computer. And with that, it is now time for the easiest round of the game, the Cupcake Round. Each of these clues are worth just 200 points each, so hopefully you ace it and go 5 for 5. Let's take a look at the board and kick things off with a little That Should Be a Ride action. For 200, well, name the film this scene is from. The answer, of course, is Monsters, Inc. And at D23, I alluded to it before, it was announced that Walt Disney World is indeed getting a Monsters, Inc. land featuring a roller coaster theme to this exact scene. It should be awesome. There was a model on display at the D23 Expo. It looks like it's going to be great. Where it goes in Hollywood Studios is still anyone's guess. Hopefully it's not Muppets Courtyard, but it might be. Either way, it's really cool to see this scene, a scene that is over 20 years old, finally getting the love it deserves in the form of a roller coaster. On to the second clue of the game. It belongs to beaches. This Disney princess saves a baby turtle from birds while on a beach. Who is Moana?
Shoo! Shoo!
Little Moana is so cute, but she might be topped by Moana's little sister, who will make her debut in Moana 2 this year. She's pretty cute too. All right, here we go with the third clue of the game. This one belongs to Harrison Ford. The title of the original Indiana Jones film starring Harrison Ford. What is Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Here comes your first theme park clue. It's a ride sponsorship one for 200. Club Cool is an Epcot staple sponsored by this famous American company. I know a lot of you have seen me wear the Beverly shirt in the past. That alludes to the disgusting beverage that you can get at Club Cool, which is sponsored by Coca-Cola. And to finish off the cupcake round, we're on to Songs in Reverse 2. As a reminder, I will play you a 5-second snippet of a Disney song in reverse. I'll play it for you twice, and then you'll have to identify what song I played for you. So here we go. This one's worth 200. One more time. Take your guesses. Sung by Sebastian in The Little Mermaid. The correct answer is Under the Sea.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
All right, it's time to toss away those cupcakes and sit down for the hearty meal. It begins with the 400-point round. These are a little tougher, though I think this one's relatively easy. What film is this scene from? Correct answer is Wreck-It Ralph.
Behind you. In front of you.
How the Tomorrowland Speedway at Magic Kingdom is still running without an IP is honestly a miracle. Some people would say that's great, we don't need IP shoved in our face, but Tomorrowland Speedway needs a little update. And turning it into a Sugar Rush Speedway, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know, something to think about. We're on to Beaches for the second time now. Like Me and Cruisin' for Bruisin' are two songs from this Disney Channel original movie. What is Teen Beach Movie? Fun fact, when I auditioned to be a Walt Disney World performer back in 2014, I had to audition to the Like Me song from Teen Beach Movie. I'd never heard it, I'd never seen the movie, but now that song I hold close to my heart. We move on to Harrison Ford for the second time. This clue's worth 400 points. Before Han Solo gets frozen in The Empire Strikes Back, Princess Leia tells him that she loves him. Solo responds with this famous line. A lot of people might respond to I love you with 4 words. I love you too. Han Solo, no, he's a special guy. He responded with 2 words. Those 2 words were, I know.
I love you.
I know.
Here comes your second sponsorship of the game. It's worth 400. The sponsor of both Illuminations and Spaceship Earth at Epcot from 2005 to 2017. What is Siemens? Final clue of the 400-point round belongs to Songs in Reverse 2. Perhaps the most famous Disney song of this generation. The correct answer is Let It Go. We don't talk about Bruno past Let It Go in terms of popularity on the charts, but I still feel like Let It Go was a more popular song. I guess I'm wrong, because the charts don't lie, numbers don't lie, but I don't know, Let It Go was bigger than We Don't Talk About Bruno, right? I feel like Let It Go still is, whatever. Let me know what you think. Let It Go or We Don't Talk About Bruno? Let It Go. Here comes the 600-point round. It begins with That Should Be a Ride. Whoa, this would be pretty insane, but it'd be pretty cool too. What film is this from? The conveyor belt scene can be spotted in Toy Story 2.
Once we go through, we just need to find that case.
Here we go with Beaches for the third time. While Ariel is singing the reprise to Part of Your World after saving Eric, she's scared off by Max and this character in The Little Mermaid. Who is Grimsby?
Eric! Oh, you really delight in these sadistic strains on my blood pressure, don't you?
Harrison Ford is headed your way for 600 points. Harrison Ford will be taking on the role of Thaddeus Ross in the upcoming MCU movie that follows the actions of this Marvel hero. Who is Captain America?
In this job, you always have to make the hard choices. Rogers understood that.
On to sponsorships for the third time. It's worth 6. The storyline to the Tron attraction at Magic Kingdom includes racing blue and orange light cycles. Though when exiting the ride, green light cycles are on display as part of the ride's partnership with this rental car company. Well, if you know the colors of different rental car companies, you know that green is not Avis or Hertz or one of those cheap ones that Fox Rent-A-Car that we all have to go off-site to get via a shuttle. No, it belongs to Enterprise. Enterprise is green. Final clue of the 600-point round belongs to Songs in Reverse 2. I say it every time I include it in a Disney 100 Jeopardy episode. I loved this song back in the 90s. The correct answer is Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. We are more than halfway through the game, which means it's time to buckle up, Buttercup. Here we go. 800-point round begins with That Should Be a Ride. Ooh, a dark tunnel. This would be a cool ride. What film is this scene from? What is Inside Out?
Can I say that curse word now?
Here we go with Beaches for the fourth time. For the ultimate experience at this Walt Disney World restaurant, order the kitchen sink. 8 scoops of ice cream smothered in every topping they have. What is Beaches and Cream? Here comes Harrison Ford for 800 points. A clip of Harrison Ford playing Indiana Jones appears within the first 3 minutes of this Disney feature animation film. It's a little confusing, right? There's an actual clip of live action Indiana Jones as part of an animated Disney movie. What movie was it? Chicken Little. That's actually really funny. That's a funny scene. Chicken Little gets a lot of hate. Again, I keep saying I have to rewatch it. I feel like I said that a year ago on this show, and I still haven't rewatched it. So I will rewatch it soon. Maybe. We'll see. Here comes your fourth sponsorship of the game. Once again, it's worth 400 points. Chiquita, most known for being a world-renowned distributor of bananas, spent a decade sponsoring this Epcot ride. What is the most underrated ride in history? Living with the Land. One clue remains before the dramatics of the 1,000-point round. Let's check it out. It's songs in reverse for the 4th time. The correct answer is Strangers Like Me from Tarzan. "20 clues are down and 6 remain, but before we get there, you know what time it is. It is time for the most overly dramatic soundtrack infused unnecessarily spotlighted part of the game, the 1,000-point round. Hit it! All right, 1,000 pointers here to either make you very happy or completely ruin your weekend. Let's see how you do. We begin with That Should Be a Ride. Now that, you know what, looking at it again, maybe that shouldn't be a ride. It doesn't look like it's held together very well, but what film or show is this scene from? That's actually from the first episode of Phineas and Ferb.
Relax, they're just rubber.
It's time for beaches for 1,000. Captain Jack Sparrow reunites with Hector Barbosa on a beach inside Davy Jones's locker during this Pirates of the Caribbean film. It is my favorite of the 5 Pirates of the Caribbean films. The correct answer is Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
Jack Sparrow. Ah, Hector. It's been too long, hasn't it? I, Ilha de Muerta, remember? You shot me. No, I didn't. Dear Dolma.
It's also my favorite Jack Sparrow line ever. No, I didn't. Here comes Harrison Ford for 1,000 points. Following Disney's acquisition of 20th Century Fox, the company renamed the brand 20th Century Studios and released this film starring Harrison Ford in February of 2020. What is The Call of the Wild? That was actually the very first film released under the 20th Century Studios name after they removed Fox following the acquisition. Here comes sponsorships for the final time. Nipper the dog, made famous by this painting from the 1800s, became the logo for this electronics company. That company had Disney place a version of Nipper inside the attraction's queue. Name both the company and the ride. The company was RCA, and the ride was Space Mountain. Look at that. Look at Nipper at the entrance of Space Mountain. What's interesting, though, is in 1994, when FedEx took over the sponsorship, they kept the dog, but repurposed him to be this dog, the famous one that was seen on the exit of Space Mountain. But yes, that was originally Nipper, the RCA mascot from the 1800s. Here comes the final clue on the board before Final Jeopardy. It belongs to Songs in Reverse.
What?
What?
There's only one character who has a voice like that. The correct answer is, can you feel the love tonight? And that character obviously is Timon.
What?
I can see what's happening.
What?
And they don't have a clue.
Oh!
So there you go, 25 clues down, 1 remains, and as you know, this one clue will ultimately determine how well the next 7 days are going to go for you. Are you going to get it right and have a great 7 days, or are you going to start off not too hot, I guess we could say. Let's find out. Here comes Final Jeopardy in episode 80. Names in the title. Okay, what does that mean? Well, in next week's episode 81, I will be presenting you with 5 different clues all about characters who have their names in the title of the movie that they are featured in. Disney feature animation only. So, movies like Bambi, or Dumbo, or Snow White, things like that. With that knowledge about the category, make your wagers, because that's what this clue will be about as well. And time is up. Let's check out the final clue in this episode 80, all about characters who have their names in the title of their films. Moana is set to become the 3rd Disney character to have their name in the title of 2 different Disney feature animation films, that being Moana and Moana 2. Name the other 2 characters who hold this honor. And as a reminder, Disney feature animation, not Pixar, not the straight to VHS sequels that were not made by Disney feature animation. So, for example, Bambi and Bambi 2, no, doesn't count. Bambi 2 is straight to VHS. Tarzan and Jane, doesn't count, straight to VHS. This had to be a Disney feature animation movie, like Frozen and Frozen 2, but guess what? Frozen is not the name of a character. So with that knowledge, there you go. Good luck. And time is up. I am linking the full list of Disney feature animation films above. I believe they're at 62 now. If you want to cheat and just look it up, by all means, click that link right there. But without further delay, let's see if you got it right. Who are those 2 characters who hold the prestigious honor? Ralph and Winnie the Pooh. That's right. Ralph was in Wreck-It Ralph. His name was there. And also Ralph Breaks the Internet, that being the Wreck-It Ralph sequel. And then we have Winnie the Pooh, which came out in 2011, I believe, 2010, 2011. And then The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh that came out in the 1970s. Those are the only 2 characters, Winnie the Pooh and Ralph, who get to have their name featured in 2 different Disney feature animation film titles. Moana will be the 3rd one to join them.
Oh, bother. Oh, bother. Oh, bother. Oh, bother. Oh, bother.
And that will do it for episode 80 of Disney 100 Jeopardy. Thank you all to the Club DJ members. I couldn't produce all of these episodes without you, so I thank you all very, very much. As a reminder, if you want to join Club DJ and vote in the member category of the week poll and have your name featured at the end of every episode like these cool guys right here, click the join button on a desktop when watching an episode of Disney 100 Jeopardy. And now you know what's next. If you like what you saw, be sure to subscribe. Click that bell icon. Hello, bell. This way, you're notified every time we come out with brand new content. Shout out to Declan and Rory. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I've been your host, Brian Perry. I will see you in a week for episode 81, featuring the category of names in Disney feature animation titles. Till then.
Bye-bye.